Welcome to Team Gargoyle's Milestone 3 project. In this video, we're going to demonstrate our improved and heavily modified wall jump mechanic in a 2D format. This level is a 2D platformer, and the character features several attributes that make movement more controlled and predictable. The character sprite changes depending on the action taken. A wall jump, wall slide, run, or idle action all change the character sprite accordingly. The character can be controlled using the directional buttons. A regular jump is performed by using space, and the wall jump can be performed by using the space button while the player is sliding down a wall. We have removed all rigid body based physics from the game and have built a raycast system that handles layer collisions and detection entirely from the character. While this was a substantial undertaking, it was necessary to improve the wall jump. The first version had several issues in terms of instant movement and unpredictable force changes, and switching to a created raycast system helped narrow down the expected behavior and provide our team with more control. The wall jump is primarily used when the player is sliding down a wall. Once the player has made contact with a wall, they will automatically begin the slide. If the player presses the space bar while sliding, they will automatically jump to the other wall. If the player moves in the direction of the wall they are on, they will jump upwards along the wall. The player can also jump off the wall by moving slightly away from the wall while jumping up it, or by pressing the directional key in the opposite direction of the wall while jumping. These variants of wall jumping help give the player a chance to scale the environment quickly and strategically, but also put the primary movement of the game onto the wall jump. It is necessary to use it to traverse the level, and it can help the player escape from potential death or climb onto otherwise unreachable areas. The level was designed with an intent to move the player through the stages while necessitating the use of the wall jump and the areas that take that focus to the fullest. The level can be traversed in roughly intended order indicated by a sequence of checkpoints, or it can be explored more freely to experiment with the wall jump. The checkpoint can be hit to reset the respawn position to that checkpoint. If the player falls into a kill zone, they will respawn at the most recently passed checkpoint. We create a custom tile set to embrace a space theme and made an astronaut for our jumping player character. This helps tie the mechanic into a believable setting and gives the player a good handle on how the character is interacting with the environment. In order to create goals for the player to jump to, we added features like moving enemies and collectibles. The coin and bottle add points to the player's score, and the enemy pushes the player back when they hit it. It can also be destroyed if the player touches it from the top. The final mechanic, wall jump, was chosen because of how we could add more details to it, like a wall slide, in order to improve the functionality. In contrast, the other two mechanics had relatively minor improvements, or improvements that also could have helped the wall run. The slow mode could have been modified more aggressively to allow the player to stay the same speed while slowing the surrounding world. It was ultimately scrapped because we didn't feel like it could be successful as a standalone feature. The intended improvements would have made it more reliant on external forces like enemies, moving platforms, and other movement than it already was. The wall run could have benefited from a slowly decreasing grip on the wall. However, this improvement was much more natural to the wall jump, which we agreed that was a more self-sufficient feature. Ultimately, both the slowdown and wall run were features we were proud of, but they weren't strong enough as we prototyped them as a standalone in a full level. Thank you for watching our Milestone 3 presentation, and for experiencing the final prototype from Team Gargoyle.